What's up, guys? Honey Hefe here, straight at 4 o'clock. Looks like I need add a super there. I came here with some queens, and I got a lot of explaining to do. Almost an apology. Actually, it is an apology to Hanson's. If I complained, I did complain, and I will explain how I was so wrong. But it's a good example to show, it's a learning process for me. But I'm out here at the Elm Grove Apiary. These are the reasons that I am getting Caucasian queens. And I don't know what I'm going to get into. I had not looked into these hives in probably a few weeks. So I'm seeing one hive doesn't have much activity, that one in the middle. It could be a bunch of small hive beetles in there for all I know. If they do, I got an ant bed right there. I smell something just now a little bit, but not so much. But that looks good. But every one of these bees. All right, so look at this one here. The one in the very middle. That has a screened bottom board. Look at all that underneath there. And I'm frustrated with the way this camera holds its shape. I hate to think I'm going to lose a hive. I've got a lot of Caucasian queens. I'm going to keep the queen here. I'm going to try to get that on this far right. I liked that queen. I may keep these queens alive and take them somewhere else. But every one of these hives is getting a new queen. And there may be one or two getting a super. This one may get a second super. This one may get a second super. I got 20 frames. All right. Crap, low battery. I've been charging the sucker. So this may or may not run out of battery. But let me show you something. Let me kind of get this phone in the shade. Let me get my smoker going. I did shoot a little video of my buddies. That kind of educated me a little bit. I brought the queens, I moved them from this box into here. I guess as I'm putting this on, I can explain how I complained that this wasn't a 3-hole queen cage. I saw the hole in the side and the long side. I could see the hole where a cork was. There was no candy. And the other side just looked like it was solid with a little bit of paper on it, but it just looked like it was just cork. Not cork, but just the wood, the block. So it was just cork on one side of the screen. And so in my frustration, I complained about that because I'm gonna have to go find candy. Now I didn't open the boxes off all the way, I just opened the box while I was at the Balderas Apiary. And they said, no, it's a 3-hole. There's wax on one end with a cork on top of it. No, there's candy on one end with wax paper on it. Pull that off. The bees will eat through it. There's a cork on the other end, but just leave that. And I thought, okay, and so I was driving. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I kind of remember seeing something like that. So I said, thank you. I feel like a dummy, and I still do. However, I get to Hummers, and I'm showing my friend Steve, who was needing a queen, He wanted the Caucasian queen as well, and so I was showing him and our president, not our president of the HOA club at Hummers, Jeremy. He's like, no, no, this is not a 3-in-1. This is not or a 3-hole. This is a California queen cage. And there was no candy in there. You could look in there. Billy Hummer came out and said, yeah, they probably got the tubes of candy down in the bottom of the bucket, or in the bottom of here. I didn't look. So, made a little video of us taking the candy in little tubes, popping the corks, and sliding them in there. It's not like Hanson described. Had I called him sooner, or checked sooner, I would have caught that. Anyway, but the benefit of this is that I got to be able to put all these guys. So the tube, it's like a little plastic tube with a candy wrap. I'm sure I can pull one out. You can put them in like the JCB's style deal. So all this is candy, the bees leak through it. This is one hole there. Now she was telling me like about the wax paper, that's what I was thinking of. I'm like, okay, maybe I just missed it, but no, I didn't miss it. She was wrong. But had I understood this, and I have those extra queen cages in my truck that have the corks. But I don't know. I mean, so I got these in here. I'm gonna slide them down here, and I'm gonna keep some extra ones in one of my apiaries for all the times that I lose queens and start losing hives, like this one up here. I'm fixing to probably lose. So let me go to the hive that I believe is most aggressive. I believe it's this one. Let me come back. I don't want the battery to run out in the middle of all this, but I feel like it is. I believe this is the one that has the aggressive. It's the aggressive hive. Of course, it's hard to tell when you're out there if you're getting attacked by bees, which one is the aggressive one. I noticed I didn't plant a garden yet. But I think this is also the one where I found the queen, and she's a small, puny queen. I found her twice. But I think the queen on the other end, I want to keep her for another apiary. Propolis trap. Let's see how we're looking here. Yep. You know what I can do? I'm just going to assume she's going to be in the bottom. I can't tell what the population is. Looks like there's a big ant bed underneath there. Let's see how that looks. I want to open it toward you. A decent amount of bees. Queen cups here. Queen cup here. A few queen cups. I'm just going to, real quickly, I want to take some of that burr comb. Just shave it off. I don't like it. All right. I'm going to put this right here. Leave a little bit of air there. And I'm going to put this on top. And kind of act like a lid. Keep that going. I'm going to look for that queen. And I'm going to look for queen cells. And we're going to have fun. Let's see here. All right. I got everything pushed over this direction. So I want to take out one frame. I hope this one's okay. I'm not used to seeing quite so much. They probably got robbed out. Probably absconded, probably full of wax moss. If it is, this one on top of the ant pile right there. All right. I'm making sure I don't see the queen, you know, or I'm looking for a queen, even though it's the end frame. It's the first one. And you know, if this battery runs out, it's okay. I'll post it like what I have and just run with it. I say I don't like to do editing. I don't like to do editing, but mainly is I don't know how. I got other things that I want to do besides just shoot videos. I'm smelling the smell, but it's almost like goldenrod, but it's not goldenrod season. Anyway, but that's why I put videos up, like it, you know, and when they just end abruptly, I'm putting them up there anyway. No queen cells, no larva. I'm seeing a lot of brood. All right. I may take a sheet of brood or 2 or 3 with me to so I can go to the other apiary. The green apiary. I'm gonna look closely at this one. All right, I'm gonna slide it over though. So I've not smoked these guys. I do need to keep my smoker going though. I told you in one of my other videos that I used to get nervous not see the queen and throw the whole frame back in the box and panic and shut everything down. Well, what happened earlier today when that queen flew away is for that reason. I would think that would happen. Of course, if you notice how calm I was, right? how I didn't panic. Or I didn't cuss, out loud, real loud, multiple times. Some things people won't tell you. There's a lot of cussing in beekeeping. I need to be looking for the queen cells. There's a lot of cussing in beekeeping. It's not on video, all of it. Unless you're the guy from Australia, he doesn't care. But I don't edit my stuff out too much. I don't worry about my mom and dad getting on to me anymore. I think I'm beyond that now. I think. Just scratching this stuff off here. All right. Yeah, there's some brood there. I don't see anything down in the brood around the edges. I feel like I had a hard time finding the queen both times. I've found her twice. There she is, right there. I got her. Right, she was crawling around the bottom. So I'm gonna take her. Let's get you. There we go. See? So I'm gonna pull this a little further forward. You see that queen? She's moving nice and vibrant in here. I'm gonna take that body. I'm gonna mush it on here. That way, they're old queen pheromones. Will kind of mask the queen a little bit. Maybe confuse the queen a little bit. Not the queen, but the hive. I don't do a real good job of mashing her in there. Okay. I still need to go through that colony here, this colony, and kill all the queen cups. Oh. So I don't see any there. And since now that I have the queen, I'm not worried about her running away from me. I'm gonna smoke them. Because as long as it's right next to this house, I need to do everything I can to keep these queens as calm as I can. No queen cups, no queen cups. Hear how these bees are acting though? They're getting riled up. The other bees along here, I don't recall acting like this. And so, yes, even the Caucasian queens will sting. Even they can get aggressive. I don't want to be totally ignorant, but for years I've heard about how gentle they are. There's a lot of breeds that are hybrids. They may even be a hybrid themselves, I think, of like the part of the Italians and things like that. But I had to look at that genetic line and learn all this stuff. But I do think historically, like, they have the reputation of having the most calm demeanor of all. And they have small clusters in the wintertime. And so, according to Bob Benny, if I recall, they have a small cluster going into like the coming out of winter. And after everybody else has like kind of, gotten pretty big, they're still small. And then like a day later, they're enormous. So I think that's kind of a neat trait too. It might mean that during the winter, I may be able to break the boxes down a little bit, and I can rotate some of the boxes out, put them down in a bunch of single deeps. And then I can wax the ones that I need to wax and go through some frames and throw some frames away or treat them. For like with Sertan, if there's no bees on there, and glad to see that I got that queen. All right, so I want to keep these in the same order. I don't know, this brood, wherever it was at, is probably right here. I don't know how far up the brood is, so if I shift everything over, the bees may not have the population to be able to make that adjustment. I don't know. I'm tempted just to put these over here on the end. That's why I'm saying all that. This one might be a dead out, right? So I'm gonna look at that one last. I don't need to be in a bad mood right away. And if it is a dead out, or if it's a struggling hive, which I kind of feel like it is, I don't know, I'll put a queen in there and maybe some brood. All right. Let me get this box straightened out a little bit. There we go. And I'm gonna put the queen in the top box. Wait, when I come back, I'll have to break everything down again. may even give these guys a super. So what am I doing? I'm checking for queen cells. And just kind of looking. A little bit of brood. So there's a little bit of brood right there. So that kind of lines up to the brood below. I'm gonna sift this over. There's a lot of brood here, so that's why I was talking about, like, I don't want to shift everything over, because the brood directly below this is not going to be off. It'll have been below these two empty. I mean, you can do that. It'll probably be okay. That's a lot of good brood, especially if you have a great population, but this is a pretty good population, I guess. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see any queen cells. I'm looking pretty close. Yeah, I think I like kind of popped a few when I picked the box up. That's not bad. Not bad. It's also why you don't put you think about fighting small hive beetles with Swiffer sheets. I do. I haven't done it yet, but I need to. But you don't put it on this box, because it can interrupt the brood cluster. That's the important term, cluster. And there's it's like some cells there. A lot of good brood there. Let me kind of look down right here. All right. I may have gotten this frame turned around, but it's all right. It's got a pretty significant amount of brood on both sides. Queen cell. So if there's a difference between queen cell and queen cup, you know, and I'm using them interchangeably, you can elaborate on the difference if you want. I'm still going to make that same mistake. It's like saying splits and nukes. There is a difference. You buy a nuke from somebody and they give you a split, that's not been established yet. There's going to be somebody unhappy, and this right here, this frame is broken right here. I'm going to put these guys just right here for a minute, because they're new queen. All right. So I want these guys, this queen, to have a lot of room to lay right when she gets out, and I want her to, like, if she's trying to get out, she's going to have to go like out of the hive. She's going to have to go through a long path. So there's a lot of room to lay right here, but I want her to be near the cluster too. So I saw a spot. And I think that's a good sign right there that they recognize it's a queen. And so my boy Steve and Jeremy, whoa, man. They got to witness what I witnessed, which was the queens kind of, I guess, piping. I don't know if that's actually the correct term, but they were talking, and they were doing this all night. And the video I sent, or that I uploaded, me getting the bees, you could definitely hear it. But all night I kept hearing it. It sounded like a baby crying at some points. All right, there's cluster here. There's a little bit of cluster here on this side. So what I'm gonna do, I don't see anything here. Maybe I got this turned around. They're gonna eat through that. See, there's no hole over here. There's no extra, there's no 3 holes. It's 1, 2 holes. Let me make sure. All right. I got a little honey kind of squeezed on top. That's why I got it kind of angled down. Hopefully the other bees will keep it clean. The face of the cage is down. The candy is aimed down, so at an angle, so everything will be going down. So anything on top of it shouldn't drown the queen. All right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a super over here. So, let's see. Yeah, I got a couple of boxes with frames. I got a couple of boxes that don't have any frames. I stopped by Hummers to buy some. They had 6 frames. I was like, no, I'll be all right. All right. So this is all foundation, all the way across. There might be one or two in here that have a little bit of comb. All foundation. I may put a jar of some Pro Sweet in there, diluted, like I've been doing, for just one jar. Let them build a little bit of comb, then let them get rolling, but maybe not. All right, guys. You got a new queen. Be happy. All right. All right. It's been 30 minutes and I'm on low battery for 10%. So this will be cutting out soon. So just bear with me. See what we got here. I'm trying to go down. I did see the wife. Over there. She's a hard worker too. She's a nurse. I'm not sure if she's still working. I knew her back when like during COVID. I think her and her husband both got COVID back when COVID was killing people. But got a very special place in my heart for them. All right, this is very heavy. I want to check down here for the queen. I don't even want to smoke them. I'm just kind of looking to see if they're out. They don't look like they're out. I told them I was coming over. I sent him a text. I sent the husband a text. Big old hole right there. Looks like a big queen cup. All right. Oh yeah, that's heavy. Can you see? And this is the hole I was talking about right here. Yep. Big hole here. We'll pull that frame out here in a second and look at it. I am going to get, yeah, I need a better setup. I'm working on it. I'm gonna grab a queen from over here. Get my handy dandy Hive Butler. If y'all haven't looked up the Hive Butler, man, y'all need to look up that sucker. You may or may not use it. I'm gonna slide that baby right there. Well, let me wait a minute. I'm gonna come over here. There's two bees fighting. I'm gonna put that right there. But that Hive Butler is a good deal. All right, everything's spished over here, so I'm gonna take this one. Oh man, lots of brood. Look at that drone brood. So that's not super helpful. Like it's just, I mean, same. There's larvae there. But, I mean, there's some videos out there about the benefits of drones and all that stuff. But I mean, you want healthy drones for sure. But I don't think you want a queen that lays nothing but drones. I don't see much. You would, if that's a cluster out there, which I hope it's not. So I don't see anything right here, but there's bees all the way across. Let me look here. See, this is right up against where that drone, but see how it's indented right there? What's that? There's larvae right here. Okay, let me look for the queen. That's really what my goal is. Find the queen. Sitting here like talking about stuff, and I just need to be focused. Queen cups and queen. Alright, I'm gonna slide that outside right here. Give me more space. Oh, there you go. See what I did? I broke this frame. It's not a frame I can just throw away because it's got a lot of brood on it. Now maybe I can use this in transport. Back to another apiary. When I do the 3-frame nukes, or when I take some of these other queens. That's not good at all. When I find the queen, I'm going to take this frame out and put a frame of just foundation. Alright, I'm taking this off. Alright, queen, where are you at? I see larvae. I don't see any queen cups or queen cells. I don't see a queen. I see cat brood. I'm starting to notice I'm having a hard time seeing with the shadow.